Recording. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Community Tips, brought to you by Notary Stars. My name is Beth Hathoot, and I have an Ohio notary with me today, Kina Kirst. She's going to give us a handy little tip, printing tip, for what's commonly known as ghost printing. So, Kina, if you want to introduce yourself while I share the screen here, we'll take a look at your quick tip.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kina Kirst, and I'm from Ohio, and I have a printing tip that I encountered a little over a year ago. What started happening with my printer was that when I would print a set of loan documents, I had two problems. One is that I would end up with toner dust across the page, and if I ran my hand over the page, that dust would actually smear. The second problem I ran into was what's called ghost printing, and this is when you have a heavy title on the page, such as the Patriot Act. It's bold print, it's in black. And what would happen was if I printed that document, the title of the page would reprint in a very ghost print, like midway through the page. And then it would reprint into another one, typically at the bottom of the page. This did not happen to all the text on the page, it just happened to the title. So the first thing I thought was that, the toner was not baking or fusing into the documents. And there may have been a possibility that this was the fuser, but my printer at the time was relatively new and I wasn't getting a fuser error message on the printer to change it. Since a fuser costs around $200, maybe even a little bit more at this time, I didn't want that to be my first step. So what happened was my first approach to the problem was to change the toner and the cartridge drum, and that didn't work. And in this example, you can see the word configuration page at the very top of the screen, and it reprints just above where it says installed personalities and options. That ghost printing appears there. The example on the screen is not one of my documents. This is definitely a fuser issue because you see all kinds of extra print on the screen that's not necessary, but all I would have reprint on the screen was whatever was in bold print at the top would ghost print midway through the page. So after I cleaned the printer, I changed the drum and the toner, and that didn't work. So then I realized that you can fool the system, your printer, by actually changing the paper type setting. And I have a Brother L6200WD where I simply changed the plain paper to a thicker paper. So the instructions that we have here on the right-hand side shows the actual top of my printer screen. What you do to change the paper type, when you get on the screen, you're going to click the down arrow until the print menu appears. Then you hit OK, which is on your right side, and then you down arrow from there to, let's see, we're going down here from plain paper to thick paper. Typically, thick paper is one step down from plain paper. And then you're going to hit the back key to save all of your changes. If we go up to the top of the screen, you'll see the back key on the left. Yes. And by telling the printer to change the thickness of the paper, it will raise the temperature of the fuser so that the toner bakes into the printer or into the paper before it prints. You're not going to use a thicker paper. You're just telling your system that it's a thicker paper. Now, there is one caveat to this. You will print slowly as compared to what you would on a plain paper, but your document will appear cleaner and it will appear professionally. So if this happens again, I probably will change the fuser because I'm getting on about 100,000 pages at this point. But this was a good solution that was quick, it was free, it was easy. And I wanted to take that step before I went ahead and bought a new fuser.
So, and even if you're in a pinch, maybe you're trying to print documents for your appointment, and you're having the problem, and maybe you don't have a new toner or drum that you can swap out really quickly, this could save you in a pinch. Don't know if it's going to be a permanent fix for you. You still may have to replace one of those things, the toner, the drum, or the fuser. But at least this could get you down the road until you have time to really address that issue and resolve it. You've got a brother 6200 DW. That's what I run. I run 2 of those guys all the time, so that if one fails, I can switch to the other. But that was not planned. That was over the long term. When I had a problem with one printer, it went out for repair. I had to buy another one. And when it came back, it gave me a backup printer. Most of us can't afford to do that, have 2 printers, let alone, one. This could get you down the road, save you when you have to do a quick printing and rush off to a signing, and give you some breathing room so you can figure out how you can fix this permanently. So you may be able to adjust the printer settings here. You also might have that option in your print dialog box. When that print dialog box comes up on your screen, depending on what version you have, it could allow you in there to temporarily change those printer paper settings in there. You could do it on your unit itself, the way Kina's provided us this step-by-step, which is great, because listen, I get lost on printer menus, right? If you don't have a brother printer, YouTube's a good resource. Just look at more than one video, because you could be getting different information, guys. So do your research a little bit more. Don't stop when you get your answer. Keep looking. And there's another item that you could utilize that might help you to get past this problem. We always tell you, do regular maintenance on your printers. You need to clean the drums and the rollers. But there's a product called Paper Path Cleaner, and it literally is a sticky piece of paper, and they make them for scanners too, by the way, guys. It's a sticky piece of paper that you run through your printer 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times, and that's going to pick up all of that extra toner dust that might be laying inside your printer in those areas that you really can't get into to clean thoroughly. So those are all options for you to try. But Kina brought us something that could save us in a pinch just by changing your paper settings. That's awesome, Kina. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Beth.
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out this screen. We're going to invite Kina back again with any other tip that she has for us. It's been a delight having you here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Beth.
Bye, guys.